Here, let's read this question and let's see if we can figure this one out. And again, with us knowing the fundamental theorem of calculus, the derivative part shouldn't have too much trouble. But let's understand how we do this. So they give us an accumulation function. They tell us that f of x is equal to 3 plus the integral from -2 to x of sine pi t squared over 8 dt. Write an equation for the tangent line to the graph of y equals f of x at the point where x equals -2. So what do I need to write the equation for a tangent line? I need slope and a point. So let's get a point first. Well, the point that we're talking about is when x is -2. So let's see what we have. So I got x is -2. I want to find the y value. So I do f of -2, and let's see what I get here. Equals 3 plus -2 to -2, and sine pi t squared over 8, blah blah blah. It won't matter because we should see that from -2 to -2, right? If it's from a to a, this integral is always 0. And then you just get that f of -2 is 3. And now I have a point on f of x. My point is -2, 3. Now I also need slope. So to get slope, right, of the tangent line, the slope of the tangent line is always given by f prime of x. And if I want to differentiate this, you should see that I could just use the sum rule for differentiation. I could take the derivative of 3. The derivative of 3 is 0. And then now what's the derivative of the integral from -2 to x sine pi t squared over 8 dt with respect to x, right? What's the derivative of this with respect to x? And it's just that inner value. So the 3 goes to 0, plus what's left is the derivative of this, just this part, which is just the sine pi, but now you plug in for x squared pi. And then that's it. That is your derivative. And now once you have your derivative, you could find the slope of this curve at -2 by plugging in -2. -2 squared is positive 4. 4 pi over 8 is pi over 2. Sine of pi over 2 is sine of 90, right? If you look at the unit circle, so this is just 1. And now I have a point and slope. So the equation for the tangent line, whatever, I'll use point slope form, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Just going to write it in terms of y, m times x minus x1 plus y1 is equal to y. What is y? Y is 1 times x minus x1 becomes plus 2 because x1 is -2 plus y1 is 3. And I believe you could just leave it as x plus 5 or this one. I don't know which one, but that's your answer. This is a good example, and they ask this often. So be sure they ask us about accumulation functions. Go through this one over and over and over.